What's up? I got the plays for you guys for college football Saturday week 3. Once again, we have 6 free plays for you in this video, and we're going to try to take $100 and turn it into over $3,000 with these 6 picks in this video. And that's without using any of your own money, which is insane. And we'll talk about that more in a second. First, before we do, make sure to drop a like on this video. It helps me out so much. It's free. Takes 1 second. It really does help me out a lot, so I'd really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel either. And there's a new thing on YouTube where you can actually put hype points onto a video and hype the video up even more. So if you guys are huge supporters of the channel and you want to do that, it's right where the comments are. You just go to the comments, scroll over, and hit the hype points button. If you drop some hype points on this video, I would really appreciate that. That helps me out a ton, even more than liking the video, so please go ahead and do that. But let's hop into the plays, and right before we do that, I'm going to tell you guys, if you're new to the channel, we're going to take $100. That isn't even yours. It's $300 that apps will give you for free. You could drop that on this play, and again, if it cashes, we will cash over $3,000. We did this last weekend. We were 4 for 6, so 2 plays away from cashing that insane payout. So if you're new, check this out right here. You have the Sleeper app and the Parlay Play app right here. The links to these apps will be down below in the description of this video. When you download these apps, they're both super similar. It's going to ask you right away if you have a promo code. Just make sure to type in code GHOST before you deposit. It's code GHOST on both of these apps. But as long as you type in code GHOST before you deposit, they will both give you a $100 deposit match just by using that code. And then Sleeper, obviously, as you see, will give you a 0.5 free square for Patrick Mahomes this Sunday. So I'd highly recommend it. Again, Sleeper $100, Parlay Play $100. If you get on both, $200 for free and a free square in 5 to 10 minutes of your time. It's super quick, super easy. Again, the links are down below. Just make sure to use code GHOST. It's the best advice I could possibly give you guys. These apps are just handing away free money to anybody that will get on their apps. So I highly recommend it. Get on, use code GHOST, $100 on each app, and then the free square on Sleeper, which is huge for us as well. So make sure to go take advantage of that. And again, if you want, because we were only 2 plays away from doing it last weekend, I'll talk about it more and I'll show the play at the end of the video. But if you take that $100 the app will give you and put it on this play, we can cash for over $3,000. So let's have a banger of a video. Let's hop into it right now. The first play of the day. Let's go to this huge game. We got Georgia going to Tennessee. We're going to go to Gunner Stockton to start off the video, and we need to talk about this game right away because it's just such a big game. We're taking Gunner Stockton under. Now, I know a ton of people in these games, and this happens every single year I've ever watched college football. This same exact thing happens. These huge SEC matchups happen. It gets college game day, whatever. Everyone gets so amped up, so hyped up for the game itself. They go on Prizepicks, they go on these other apps, and they start slamming overs for the best players because they just want to see a huge, great game. Sometimes, very small amount of times, very rarely, you will see a game like last year's Georgia-Bama game. That was insane. Everybody was going crazy. Everyone was going over. But 95% of the time, especially in the SEC, in these big games, you're going to see lower scores. You're going to see a lot of defense, a lot of really good defense that's going to hold these offenses to very low total yards, passing yards, rushing yards, stuff like that. So we're going to go to Gunner Stockton. We're going to take him under 221.5 passing yards. There's a couple reasons why. That, like I just said, is the first reason why. But another reason why we're taking this under, he hasn't looked that good so far this year. I mean, last year in the playoffs, he played Notre Dame at 234 yards. He was actually looking very solid. I was super hyped to see what he would do this year coming into the season. But so far, he played Marshall, only had 190 yards, and then he played, I don't even remember, 227 yards against 2 really bad programs. So he barely has even gone over this line one time in one of those games. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking right now, well, he's probably not trying against those teams. He probably got taken out of the game early. Sure, you could say that, but against Marshall, he threw 34 times and didn't even get to 200 yards. This game, I don't even remember. I think he threw around 30 times and still only had 227 yards. That's not going to work against Tennessee. If you throw 34 times and you can't get to 200 yards against Marshall, you have zero chance of doing it against Tennessee, especially on the road at Tennessee. That environment is going to be insane. It's going to be loud, crazy. So I don't think Gunner Stockton is going to go over 221 yards. I think he can do it on the ground. I think Georgia can do it on the ground. Not to say he won't have 200 passing yards, but I just don't think he gets anywhere in the 230 or up. So I like him under 221.5 passing yards. That's going to be the first leg. The second one, we're going to go straight to Arch Manning. Now, I don't really love love betting on Arch Manning. I'm not a guy that has been glazing him in the whole offseason saying he's going to win the Heisman. But at the end of the day, they're playing UTEP today. I think he's going to throw at least 3 touchdowns. This line's really good right now. He played San Jose State last week. Honestly, did not look that good, and he still threw 4 touchdowns. So now he's playing UTEP, very similar skill level to San Jose State. I think he should throw at least 3 touchdowns again in this game. This line, again, like I said, really good line. I would take that right now while you still can. That probably by kickoff will end up being a goblin, which would suck. It gives you less payout. So make sure to get that in right now before it becomes a goblin. So not much to explain there. It's UTEP. Texas is projected to score like 5 or 6 touchdowns. If they do, I would bet that Arch Manning gets at least 3 of those touchdowns passing the ball. So I like Arch Manning to get 3 touchdowns there. The third play we're going to get into is going to be, let's go to the later games. Let's go to Jacob DeJesus for Cal. So we're going to go to this Cal game versus Minnesota. It's really late at night, but we're still going to bet on it regardless. Jacob DeJesus at 3.5 receptions. We're going to take him over. So if you guys don't know a lot about Cal, you don't know a lot about this player right here, I actually was shocked to even see this line. You can see the first 2 games for Cal this season. He had 4 receptions, and then he had 5 receptions. Line, 3.5. Another play I thought was going to be a goblin at 3.5. He's playing Minnesota. They have an okay passing defense, but it's not like it's one of the best in the country, obviously. So it's kind of in the middle of the pack. So 3.5 receptions for basically the wide receiver 1 in this team. Again, if you guys don't know a lot about this team, Cal has a decent amount of receivers that none of them are really a standout wide receiver 1. It's kind of like the Green Bay Packers in a way. I mean, they have like 5 or 6 receivers that can get the job done, run good routes, get 50, 100 yards in a game, but they don't have the number 1 guy that's the standout guy. They just have like 5 guys that can get the job done, right? Cal's kind of the same way, but it's the same situation as if you had to choose a number 1 receiver for Green Bay, you would choose probably Romeo Doubs. It's the same way for Cal. If you had to choose who their wide receiver 1 is, you'd probably say it's Jacob DeJesus. He had 7 targets in each of their first games. He's leading the team in targets so far this season, so I like him to get another 4 receptions in this game. Like I said, he had 7 targets here, 7 targets here, so if he gets another 7 or 8 targets this game, he should be able to catch at least 4 of those. They run a lot of screen passes to him, kind of dump offs to him anyway, so it's not like he's going all the way down the field every time. So I like him over 3.5 receptions. The next play we'll talk about, let's get into this other really late game, is going to be Arizona State versus Texas Tech, and we're going to go straight to Raleek Brown. So we're going to go to Raleek Brown for Arizona State because this Texas State team is the worst running defense I have seen in D1 college football so far this year. They have already, so we're going to go to his longest rush at 19.5, longest rush. The reason we're doing that and not his yards, I don't know exactly how many carries he's going to get in this game. I would probably predict he'll get 8 to 10 carries, probably 8 to 12 carries, somewhere around there in this game. So we're going to take longest rush at 19.5. Might seem really high, but I promise you guys it's not as high as you think. Last week he already did this against Mississippi State. He had a longest rush of 26 yards. The first game of the season, he had a longest rush of 19 yards. So he's already done this 1 time and almost did it 2 times. But going against Texas State again, like I said, worst run defense in the entire country right now. They have already allowed 4 running backs to go over this line in the first 2 games of the season. And they had another running back who got exactly 19 as his longest rush and just barely missed this line by 0.5. So they've almost basically already allowed 5 running backs to do this in their first 2 games of the season. And I promise you, Raleek Brown is easily better than at least 4 of those running backs. So I'm telling you, Raleek Brown, I think Arizona State's going to run all over Texas State. They're going to do it on the ground, and I think Raleek Brown is going to be a huge part of that. If he does go off for 100, 120 yards, that would not shock me at all. But I do think if he does that, he's going to get at least 1 really long, big play here to go over 20 yards as his longest rush. I'm telling you guys, this run defense is atrocious, so I love Raleek Brown over that. And then just like last week with the 4 plays, we're going to add 2 more goblins that just bump the payout a little bit, but aren't that crazy of plays at all. The first one's going to be Oregon's quarterback. We're just going to go here to Dante Moore, and we're going to take him over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Don't need to say too much about that. You guys get it. Oregon scores 70 points a game, so he should throw at least 2 touchdowns. And then going over to Nussmeier for LSU, we're going to be taking him over his goblin passing yards at 224. Another guy, he went over this line every single game last season. He went over it the first 2 games of this season. I think he's going to have a really good bounce back game here. He played good against Clemson, but not fantastic. And then the Louisiana Tech last game, he had 237 yards, which is okay. But I do think, again, he's gone over this every single game he's ever started. So knock on wood, don't want to jinx it. But at the end of the day, if he ends up going under that, that would be the most unlucky thing of all time. So we're just going to throw that in. He's hit it every game ever, so we're going to take that over. That's going to be the 6 plays I got for you guys for these games on Saturday. I'm so hyped. Another day of college football. I love college football Saturday. It's honestly probably my favorite day of the entire week. But right here, again, if you get on Parlay Play using code GHOST, this is what the slip's going to look like. You put $100 that you get for free on this play. If you guys want to do that, it's going to pay out over $1,700. And then the long shot play of the day. If you sign up right now on Sleeper and use code GHOST, you get the $100 for free. And I'm not a financial advisor, so you don't obviously have to do this. Do whatever you want with your money. But if you take the $100, you can throw it down on this 6-leg play on Sleeper, and they are paying out over $3,100 today on Saturday. So if we go and hit all 6 of these plays that you see on your screen right now, you will make over $3,000 on Saturday if it hits. And again, if it misses, it is what it is. It's not even your own money. You didn't lose any money. You had a really good time watching the games. And like I said at the beginning of the video, we did this exact same thing last Saturday. We went 4 for 6. So we got really close to cashing and making over like $4,000 last Saturday. We're going to try to cash over $3,000 here on this Saturday. I think we have a pretty decent chance of doing it. So again, links are down below. You just have to make sure to use code GHOST before you deposit on the Sleeper app or the Parlay Play app right here. And then again, you get the free money, the free square right here. So highly recommended. Again, even if you guys don't want to actually throw the full $100 on these plays, regardless, would still highly recommend to get on these apps. It's just free money to use over the weekend with college football, NFL. You even got Monday Night Football you can use it on. So would highly recommend it. It's the best thing to do. You're watching this video right now because you want to make some money sports betting. Well, that's as close to guaranteed as you could possibly get just by downloading these apps. Using that code, depositing, you get a ton of free money anyway. So highly recommend it for you guys. But again, those links are down below. Just make sure to use code GHOST. And these are the 6 plays I got for you guys for these games on Saturday. Again, make sure to drop a like on this video. Make sure to subscribe if you guys could. Drop some hype points on this video. Just click the hype button. That would be super helpful. So I'd really appreciate that. But with all that being said, these are the 6 plays I got for you guys. Good luck with all your bets, and I'll catch you next video.